LDBC. This is your boy Coach Sheldon Harrison. You're live on the Coach Sheldon Harrison Combat Sports Show live. Okay, guys. I can't believe that I missed this article, but Germaine de Randamie put this article out there, and Germaine says, "Look, I'm not a dirty fighter." Now, you know what? A lot of Germaine's own people, that swear up and down they Germaine de Randamie fans, and they done jump ship. You know what? And Coach Shelton Harrison been taking the bullet. Like, I'm telling you, I've been taking a bite of a bullet, defending Germaine and really actually staying a fan of Germaine de Randamie. But I don't care. I'm a fan of this woman. I like how she fights. And I'm more so of a fan of the fighting style, okay? Now, here's what I'm saying. Germaine is saying she's not a dirty fighter. Okay, and she said a lot of other stuff in the article. But you know what? I kind of almost agree with Germaine. Okay, so here's my rationale. I've had a lot of time to really think about this. Here's my rationale. They're in a fight. And unfortunately, when you're in the heat of battle, sometimes things happen. Now, I'm not excusing those late hits. I'm not excusing those at all. And actually, John MacArthur said, well, they really wasn't late. The referee was supposed to get in the way and stop the fight. But still, we understand that if you fight, when you hear that buzzer, come on. Don't take a cheap shot at somebody when they're clearly almost defenseless, okay? And then on Holly Holm's behalf, you got to be protecting yourself because, honestly, you're in the octagon. And here's my thing. Well, yeah, but Germaine hit Holly after the buzzers. Okay, so freaking what? It's a fight. It's a fight. And guess what? Me, if I was Holly Holm, guess what I would have did? We'll come out and touch gloves, okay? Yeah, let's touch gloves, Germaine. Hold your hand out there. As soon as Germaine stuck her hand out there to touch gloves, I would have hit Germaine with a cheap elbow. I mean, people, listen, it's a fight, right? I didn't mean to do it. I said, hey, I didn't mean to do that. No, I would never do something like that. This was an accident. See, that's what I would have said if I was Holly Holm. Okay? Okay, the second cheap shot that Germaine hit her with, after the buzzer. Okay, cool, no problem. Hey, Germaine, everything cool, right? It's all good. I would do the exact same thing. It's a fight. Like, people are getting their panties in a wad about a fight. It's a fight. And unfortunately, let's just be real. Because you can go into that octagon, but you might not come back out. Like, there's a possibility you might not even come out the octagon after you take a beating. See, people don't ever want to talk about the fighters that don't come out the octagon. They don't want to talk about that. But Germaine de Randamie fought Holly Holm like she was in the damn street. And when you really look at this fight, people saying the fight was close. Listen, man, no. This fight wasn't close. Germaine de Randamie, on all accounts, I'm just saying, she put on a slipping and countering clinic. Like, literally, y'all, she put on a clinic on how to slip punches, how to counter. That's what she did. I'm trying to tell y'all. Let's take a look. Okay, so right here, if you look at all this, man, Germaine, she put on a clinic. She put up a clinic on how to, she put up a clinic on how to slip punches and counter. The whole night, Holly Holm landed two really big significant strikes. That was that head kick that leveled Germaine de Randamie, and that was that left hand that dropped Germaine de Randamie. But then after that, that was it. Like, folks, that was it. That's it. Like, Germaine was blocking and slipping a lot of these punches. And when Holly Holm landed a strike, like a good strike, Germaine countered immediately. Like, there was no free play for Holly Holm. She didn't get a shot that wasn't, unobstructed. Germaine won the fight. And honestly, before Germaine got dropped in those 2 rounds, she was winning those rounds too, in my opinion. I thought Germaine de Randamie put on a clinic on how to counterpunch, on how to counter, period. And when Holly Holm was missing strikes, she would counter to the body. Like, she would throw a left kick to the body. Or a right kick to the body. It was all relative. Germaine de Randamie had an answer for Holly Holm. Germaine almost did what Valentina did. I just think Valentina countered and moved around a little bit better than Germaine did. Germaine knew, because Holly Holm would throw these blitzes. She would throw like a barrage of punches, and Germaine would just sat back. She'd set her foot. She'd rotate her hip and pop, catch Holly Holm with a counter. Or catch her with a kick to the body, or catch her with an elbow, or catch her with a knee. Germaine de Randamie was doing that all night long. And see, I watched the fight, and I cut the sounds off, and I watched it. And whoever does these fight stats, they're stupid. They got to be dumb. Because unless they're counting punches that Holly missed, unless they're counting punches that Holly blocked, then okay, it was close. But Germaine was making Holly miss, man. I mean, look right here. Let me go ahead and point out, because some of y'all, it's like some of y'all don't watch, y'all don't break it down. Like I literally, guys, this is what I live to do. This is what I live to do. I live to break down fights and analyze and study the fine details of a fight. And I like, photoshopping and cropping and just all kind of stuff. This is what I enjoy. And see, you see right here, if you're a judge, here's what you see. You really see, oh, Holly Holm, I think she landed. But to an eye like mine, the trained eye, Germaine de Randamie just slipped a punch. Germaine de Randamie, she arched her back. Look, you can see it. She arched her back. She slipped that punch, and probably there's a counter coming. Okay? If you look right here, look. Germaine de Randamie slipped this punch. And what did she do? Bam, counter punch. Germaine de Randamie made Holly Holm pay. For every mistake that she made, Germaine made Holly Holm pay in this fight. You can say all you want that Holly Holm didn't take damage, it didn't hurt. Look, Holly Holm got hurt. And she took damage in this fight. They both took an amount of damage. But I think Holly Holm took more damage than Germaine de Randamie. Holly Holm took damage, okay? And again, she gave out those two big strikes, that fatal left hand and that brutal head kick. But look, Germaine de Randamie made Holly miss, and what did she do? She followed back up with a kick to the body. Okay? Holly Holm missed right here. Look, she missed again. What did Germaine de Randamie do? Kicked her. Tried to kick again to the body, landed a kick. I mean, these are solid punches. What happened right here? Holly Holm hit Germaine de Randamie. Hit her with a right hand. What did Germaine do? She followed back up with an elbow. I'm telling you, Germaine won the exchanges. And an elbow to the side of the head and throat is much more damaging than a punch to the face. And Germaine saw that punch, bam, popped Holly with an elbow immediately. Every time Holly came in and tried something, Germaine de Randamie had something for her. Folks, this is not, I'm not trying to hate on Holly or anything, but it's a fight. This is a fight. And if you know your opponent is being dirty, guess what? Then the referee owe you, and you go in there and you go do it. Don't try to have any morals in the octagon. Ain't none. And most of the person, if they could take you out when you wasn't looking and if it was legal, they would do it. Germaine treated this like a street fight. And it really took me some time to really get into to get into my mental contact list. I had to go into my mental contact list to start thinking about some of this stuff. And it struck me as Germaine de Randamie treated this like a street fight. She fought Holly like Holly was somebody on the street. And I'm sorry, I thought Germaine won the battle. I thought Germaine won. She landed the clear, effective punches. And even with the point deduction, I still had Germaine winning the fight. I'm sorry. It's not that, hey, I'm not promoting Holly, because I have for years, but I'm trying to tell y'all, okay, they're trying to appeal this fight. They're not going to win. They're not going to win. If Celine Haga can't get it overturned, and she actually had her opponent choked out before the bell, Holly Holm, you're not going to get this decision appealed. You're not. It's not going to happen. I don't care what you try to do. You're not going to get this overturned. You're not going to make it a no contest. It's not going to happen. And you're not going to get a rematch with Germaine de Randamie. Unfortunately, Germaine de Randamie got cyborg problems now. Folks, that's just the way that is. That's just the way that is. So we can come on here and we can say whatever. Look, it was a fight. You knew this girl was in here trying to hurt you. And you should have done the same thing. I wouldn't have been mad if Holly Holm. You know what? I would have been like, good. Holly should have came back. But, that's her route. She chose the more professional route. And I can admire Holly Holm for that. But some of y'all got to get out of y'all feelings. I mean, Jesus Weezus. It's a fight. In the words of 10 Players News, it is a fight. Just like when Floyd Mayweather kept getting kneed in the groin by Marcos Maidana. Me personally, I would have kneed him back. I would have hit Marcos Maidana with an elbow. I would have came in there and waited till Marcos Maidana went back to his corner and kicked him in the back of the head. See, that's me. If I was Holly, I would have touched gloves, popped her with an elbow. If I was Holly, I would have let Germaine de Randamie start to walk back to her corner, and then I would have ran at her, and then took her to the ground. A cheap shot. I would have done the same thing. Because that's what you're supposed to do. It's a fight. This is your boy, Coach Shelton Harrison. I'm done. What are you waiting on? Subscribe to the best women's MMA platform on YouTube.